You know, like Ibiza and shit like that.
Weren't you already in Ibiza?
Yeah, and I was trying to do Morocco then, but I ran out of time.
Got it.
How long were you out there?
A few days, maybe 4 or 5 days.
How long is the flight?
I haven't even.
Like 12 hours.
12 hours.
Is it? Damn. I want to go to Morocco because I was watching
French Montana. I'm just kidding.
No, what? Nah.
You going solo?
Huh?
You going by yourself?
Yeah.
All right. What's that movie? Fuck. That Casablanca.
Casablanca.
I thought that was a great movie, and I was like, damn, Morocco look cool as fuck. You just chilling, drinking coffee.
I like that Supreme bottle and the Supreme socks.
Oh, appreciate it, bro. Taste, you know.
It's taste.
We recording, by the way.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm going to a week after you go. I'm going to Greece.
Say word.
Yeah, and Croatia.
Nice.
But yeah, man, you gotta travel, man. I'm really trying to go to Japan too. Actually,
Gotta make that trip.
Did you get your son a passport yet?
Yeah.
Oh,
First day.
You guys got any family trips? I know it's harder with like.
I mean,
wife and
the
kid,
next
but-
thing we're going to be doing is Costa Rica.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we went to...
They got good surfing out there if you got time to do that.
Nah, I'm good.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I like the ocean. I'm not one of those like black people, but
One of
I surfed
those
one
black
time,
people.
and it was
I did
hard.
too. It's one of the most difficult, but to me, fulfilling things once you get on the wave.
but
All right, that's what's up, man. That's good. Yeah. The one thing, well, I guess I can't say I regret, but the one thing I would have wished as a kid was I wish my family always had the means to travel, but we just never went on vacation. Like, they would just ship me to Belize to hang out with the family and be like, yo, you could just hang out there.
Really?
Yeah. And not Belize City, Belize, and then I'd take a plane to the hood. And then I'd be out there for like a month with like no hot water and like no milk or anything. Yeah, so I'm sure you guys didn't read this, but I was checking out this article. It's kind of old, but it was talking about Kim Kardashian and marketing and, you know, the Kardashians as a whole. One question is, can brands or can marketers learn from like influencers, high-end influencers like the Kardashians? That's the first one.
You want to take this?
no, I'm good.
He's off the Kardashian train.
I mean, brands that. I mean, I guess yeah, but like they employ influencers, right? Like for campaigns. So I mean, I don't think it's anything new. Are we asking like, do they want to learn from influencers as a business model? I don't know. Like that's a different conversation. But just like them learning from influencers. You know, it's funny. Two things you mentioned. Just now that's relatable to me. So once you're talking about Kim Kardashian, right? I was thinking about it and I was like, damn, whatever happened to Paris Hilton? Because like she kind of like popped it off, like this whole wave of like the Kardashians. She
had the TV
Like,
show.
sex tape first. Yep, all
right?
that shit.
And then
I don't know if she had the TV show first, but she had a show, reality show, and all that
nah,
stuff.
she got eclipsed by Kim.
right,
Yeah.
and
Kim was hotter. That's all it is. Kim
she
was
used
hotter.
to work for her, right? I think Kim.
I don't think
Yeah,
I think
Kim,
it was just
Kim,
friends.
no, Kim was her stylist.
Okay.
I don't know why.
And it's so
but-
funny that you mentioned Snapchat because, like, I started following Paris Hilton on Snapchat for whatever reason, like, the other day. Because I was like, yo, whatever happened to her? So, I don't know. Those two things, like, kind of clicked off with me. But,
I mean, she running a hotel.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I was gonna
she's
say
like-
that family was
She-
probably like, yo, you got to calm this shit down.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you
Like, we
have
are
$1
not
billion
that.
worth of
Yeah, we
worth
got-
of hotels, like
Your name is Hilton.
Right.
Understand at some point you need to calm this shit down.
Put some respect on it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But, like, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, of course they could learn, but then
your last
sometimes
name
they
ain't Richie. It's Hilton. No disrespect.
Well, yeah, they could learn. They could also learn like what to do, what not to do. But I mean, but just influencers themselves, like they act in a way like that's, they work in a way where it's like they talk to their specific audiences, so they're gonna do things to like accommodate their audiences and not necessarily like the brand all the time.
Got it. I'm glad you said that because it kind of takes me to the next point.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, do you guys think influencers should adhere to the same rules as like ad agencies? Because in reading all these articles, I also found a couple things like, for example, when Chloe was promoting this meal replacement product, she never talked about. No, it was a product.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing because we on Abros talking about Kim Kardashian and Khloe Kardashian. I never thought we would have this moment. But no, I mean, it's
we're
it's
here.
important. It's the culture.
I follow wherever Tony leads, man.
I appreciate it. I'll take you to the promised land, man.
Yo, my bad, yo.
Nah, it's all good. All right. So basically, just to go through it quick, Chloe, they never told she never told her audience what the side effects are. So it's like, I don't know, people probably got diarrhea or fucked up stomachs, whatever.
How else they gonna get this flat stomach?
Yeah. And then if you, I don't know if you, well, I know you both saw the Fryer Fest doc, but I know Kylie was one of no, not Kylie, one of the fucking sisters was the model one. She was one of the influencers who promoted Fryer Fest amongst a bunch of other models, and none of them had dealt with the legalities of the Fryer Fest and, false advertising.
Wait, you saying Fire Festival?
Oh,
you said Fryer.
Fryer? Oh,
yeah,
my bad.
Fire Festival.
Fire Festival. I'll take that out.
GIFs, GIFs.
Yeah, it's all whatever, man. I'll keep it in. Fuck it. Ain't no self-talk. But, yeah, so Fire Festival, there was no repercussions, and I feel like that's kind of like what happens with influencers. Like, they are not treated as the brand because they're like a separate entity.
Oh, I thought you was gonna start talking about Ja Rule.
Nah,
because like how like he caught so much slack for it, and then but like they kind of stepped away and no one knew or cared.
Yeah, I mean, do you guys think that influencers deserve the same business affairs team to be like, yo, I can't say it, do that?
I mean, if you're stupid enough to follow them and believe the shit that they talk about, these are just, we are at the height of all this shit is done. Is just like basically take high school culture and make it global culture. That's all it done. So we have now diminished or reduced ourselves to immature, most basic levels of ourselves. We are now fully embracing an ignorant society over an enlightened society, and that part of that is following somebody and listening to shit that they want to sell you and think that it's authentic. So if you're that, then why do you need to play by any rules? We don't live in a rule-based society anymore. We live in a place where someone like the president or the Kardashians are our go-to sources for information and so forth. So if you fall victim to that, even the only ones that I can't knock are children. So I believe that there should be some safeguards for children. For like,
because a child could be on their Instagram like, oh, that's a cool
like
product.
14 and 15, probably I would say 14 and below. There should be some information stated on that this is an ad. I am trying to promote this, that sort of thing. But if you're an adult or anything above 18 and you're kind of just following these people and believing everything that they say, then whatever happens, happens.
Damn, cold out here.
Cold facts.
I'm going to assume that you agree with that.
Absolutely.
All right, on to the next. This ad slipped under the radar, and it was found by an unnamed source. Ancestry.com dropped the ad.
Abigail, we can escape to the north. There's a place we can be together across the border. Will you leave with me?
Uncover the lost chapters of your family history with Ancestry. Get started for free at Ancestry.ca.
You've seen the ad, right? Or nah?
Yeah, I saw it earlier.
Okay.
And I was like,
all right.
what is happening?
So basically, before we get into the ad, real quick, I just want to say I'm totally not surprised, but totally disappointed with Anomaly Toronto, who did the ad. And I'm sure this Ancestry client isn't from America, but I'm going to say slavery is not a fucking marketing point in your ads, so don't do it. Yeah. Neither is civil rights.
I mean, it's like this. Like, once again, not having, and I hate the term diversity and inclusion, so I'm not going to use that, but not having anybody else in the room that looks like you, that is empowered to speak up when things like that come across the creative desk and they're presented and produced and bought and flighted and all the other things that come through.
That's the funny thing. It's just like all these checks and balances.
But there aren't any. Because
all these checks.
That shows how little there is, how little diversity there is in the industry of advertising, because you think that, yeah, there are levels that you have to go through to get something to air.
Exactly.
And the fact is that throughout all those levels, there's no one that has an empowered voice to say this is not a good idea and it should not occur because, I don't know, slavery. Like, it's something that, one, you cannot parse and say, sure, your history, all of our history intersects in this country. Even if you're white or if you're black, you have some form of intersection with the thought or the actions that happened in slavery.
Yeah.
But to try to think that it is okay and we are far enough from it, some might consider 1863, but some might say 1963 or not even 1973.
Exactly.
You know, is the end of it. Or today, 2003 or 2013. But the fact is that to try to even frame it as if there was a love story that came out of the subjugation of chattel slavery and probably what was most likely the slave owner's son, who makes him thus the slave owner, and thus saying we can escape
in the South,
to the north, we can escape. No, we aren't doing anything. You can freely move about this world and this land as you want to, and she is probably feeling that you are telling her what to do, and as such has to go along with it because she is fearing for her life at every moment of that time. And for you to think that you can make that a commercial that would drive me to try Ancestry.com is so almost like psychopathically idiotic that I don't understand how these people even exist.
Right.
You know, and the fact that got not only presented, but bought, storyboarded, written up, casted, wardrobe selected, directed, produced, like I said, media bought, flighted, and actually made it to air.
I'm glad you said that because I was going to do that. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
bro.
Can you imagine that? The script, Slave Girl 1 talks to Slave Owner,
Bruh.
1, and what's she wearing? What is, like, the conversations that had to happen? Oh, she's a slave.
Where are we going to film this?
Yeah, where are we filming this? What does it look like around there? What's the environment? The slave, is it in a slave quarters or is it in the alley of a slave quarter? Like, all of those things, someone should have came in and said, yo,
fam,
not there. We will never be there.
Yo, Chief,
Yeah.
This ain't it. Like, come on.
So that's my entire.
I want to hear what Rose.
This is beyond a brand fuck up.
I know Rose was shocked when he saw it. Not shocked.
Yeah, we should have got his reaction on tape.
Yeah,
I mean,
put it on the Instagram.
Shit, it's like so many ways you could go with this shit, right? Like, for me, and I guess Colfax, I guess it's a question for you. I mean, we all work in the ag, and you as well. Isn't there a thing called like focus groups? Like what?
They don't always test ads though.
Really?
Yeah.
That shit should have been tested. That shit should have, like, that was like beyond wild. And like that ad,
I don't. And
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say too. I don't know. I doubt it went on TV, but if it did have TV media, there's also clearance. Someone someone would have cleared it. It probably went straight to the internet because I don't think
Probably
the internet has
did.
clearance.
But like, I don't know, man. For me, like that ad is the reason why I have not watched Django. Because I don't know what Django is about, but like when I seen the clips of it, the fact that now it's this superhero Jamie Foxx on the like I don't know, but it was that moment I was like, yo, this just looks like some unrealistic shit. Like I'm not fucking with it. Not to say like
I liked it. I like.
No,
Django.
I'm not saying. Yeah. What I'm saying is, it would the ideology of it is so unreal to me that I'm like, slavery is just something that's so sensitive.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Like it could go either way. Like I mean, it's all depending on where you're from. It's about perception and it's subjective. But like, it was fucked up at the end of the day. Like you can't take that part away. So now it's like, all right, you don't want to include me. You don't want you like today. You don't want to include me. You profiting off of the people who were chatteled here, and who had to make a way, right? And then put them as backburners, and now they're popping within contemporary culture, and you still not trying to give them a job. Not to say like, you know, they be online like looking for a job. I'm just saying like you still don't trust their voice and shit. And then you put out like some shit like that. Like for me,
I mean, as an actor, I'd be like, hope so. What's the role?
yeah,
I don't know.
I mean,
I'd be questioning every.
but
Yeah,
like,
but people want people out here getting checks, trying to get checks, want money, you know, and so forth. And it's not like you do everything for the dollar, but if you're the production company that got the call from who did it?
Anomaly,
which
Right.
is
not to defend
arguably
them,
top
but
5.
Anomaly Toronto.
Yeah, but
not to say it's okay.
Whatever. You don't want to fall on the sword. This got through the client. Okay, we're gonna produce it. Like the client, Ancestry.com approved it. Cool. I don't have any objection. I'm gonna take that $500,000, and go and do it. And the actors, same thing. So I understand that it starts where we sit. It starts in the hallowed halls of the ad agencies and on the brand side. You just need people that are sensical, that have common sense to say, you know what, maybe this isn't the story we want to tell. Or let's no soft talk. Let's have a black slave and a male slave and a black female slave talk about rebellion and talk about escape. How about that story? Because that happened as well. There were a lot of, there was that. Let's have that story. Let's not make it the hero white man taking the black woman to the north.
Yeah, and it's also too like that narrative like we all like I've had conversations about with some of you guys about like just that narrative, and now when we're seeing these ads and it's like the household and you see whether if it's I'm not gonna name brands because I don't know, but I'm not gonna name brands, but it's just like this white dude who's the head of a household where it's like mulatto babies and it's like this black woman.
I gotta make
right?
an Instagram.
Like,
I was supposed to make an Instagram about that, but I
right.
just haven't had the time.
So, I mean,
it's in every ad.
And you know what's so funny?
If you watch every ad, there's always a white dad or husband and
another.
And another, right?
It's very rare that it's an Asian guy and a white woman or something like that.
You remember what happened with Cheerios? They lost their mind.
And you notice too, like, and this Abro's no self talk, but when you look at an ad that's more geared toward maybe the LGBTQ community, and you look at the black man, and that ad, like he's like under somebody's arm, like more so. I wouldn't say the less aggressive type, and there's someone who's dominating him.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just all optics, bro.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's like, yo,
so how it
like
looks.
This is some bullshit. That shit was done in poor taste. So the fact that you would put millions of dollars, because I'm sure that there was millions of dollars associated with this. We're talking about casting, media, fucking production.
I would say.
No, I don't want to say millions.
It definitely would have to be the cheapest you could. On the cheap end, it would probably be $500,000 or $400K. On the mid level, it'd probably be like if you did like I doubt you need 2 days of shooting, but like if you did on the low, you could probably do it for like $800K.
So that's production. But
Yeah.
then what about
you mean like the media and the manpower?
Right, manpower.
Oh,
Like that's like $1 million,
definitely
bro.
Yeah.
It's $1 million.
And I saw it, and I thought it was a skit. I thought it was literally a skit from Saturday Night
SNL?
Live. Yeah, I was like, oh, this is funny. Wait, this is real?
Yeah.
We'll have a link to it on our site.
Yeah,
But
we gotta put that up.
And then why is some white man running anywhere in America? That shit don't even make sense to me. Why is a white man running?
You ain't
in
got nowhere to
America?
run to.
that's my point.
Like, why are you?
But yet again, if there's no one in the room that can have this conversation frankly,
Right.
and we haven't ascended to that point in this country, maybe one day we will, but when we can't have frank conversations about history, race, benefits of those things that have now gotten us to this point and put people in certain positions and so forth, if you don't want to unpack all that, just avoid it. Don't do it. Like, I understand Ancestry. You want to go back, and there's a lot of people, because I've often felt as a black man, like, okay, hell, I'm slave. You know what I'm saying? I come from slave nation. Literally, that's like, to my mind, that's its own country now. And I'm like, okay, so if I use these things like 23andMe and Ancestry.com or whatever, how far does it go back? So I understand the desire to want to open and access the audience that is, most black people in America. But that ain't the way to do it.
It ain't the way to do it. And the reality is, it's like, if you're going to do that shit, like, you could have told a different story. Like, it didn't have to be that story. If you're talking about the disenfranchised or a certain group of people who have been, like, colonized and dominated, and you put that product out there, it's like, oh yeah, this is more of the same shit. Like, this is one of those moments you see, I told you, like you got a group of people, and it's the shit you be thinking, and be like, oh no, you're just sensitive, and I'm like, nah, see, this is the shit I'm talking about. So I mean,
That's true. Well, I wasn't in the room, but
that's obvious.
None of us were. And that's the point.
Actually, before I jump into this, what do y'all think of the Game of Thrones kind of marketing that's been out there?
It's everywhere. I think it's a bit
Like Travis Scott.
saturated.
And,
I
they
think
did a
it's just too
song,
much.
Or I don't know if it's an album or a song, but they did a Game
I
of
just
Thrones
feel like
song.
they're doing a lot on Game of
It was like
Thrones.
Quavo
right
or some shit on it. Or the
Yeah.
Migos or some
No, there
shit?
was another thing. I think Mountain Dew and Quavo. No, Mountain Dew and Migos did some with Game of Thrones. Sorry. Go ahead, Kofax.
Nah, that was it. Is that, like you said, oh, there's another ad. Oh, there's something else. I just feel that Game of Thrones is I mean, the show itself is making up for it, and it's so good that you just they can't do anything to diminish it, but I definitely think that it's a feeding frenzy right now on
ads
the
feel
marketing
forced,
side.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just like a lot.
I'm kind of thinking about it wherein just from HBO standpoint, like all the money that's associated with building out per episode, it's like they spend like $6 million a show, like just to do per episode, right? We could look that up, right? And I don't know if the subscribers to HBO is like kind of making those dollars make sense. So it almost feels like they're just reaching out to anybody who want to be a part of this shit and put up some bread to help us like stay in the green. So,
yeah, and it's just kind of like, why? You're HBO.
Yeah,
Like,
because,
I don't know
like-
what your pockets are looking like, but I'm pretty sure they're.
And they got a lot of good shows that's, well, from the trailers, that's looking like it's coming this summer. So,
Yeah,
like
I
this,
mean,
yeah.
But I mean, it's like what I think one of the joints was, I don't know, was it Mountain Dew?
Yeah.
And it's
I
like
think
a
that was
can
the
has
one.
no
Yeah.
name or some shit like that. Like a can has no name.
I ain't see the series. I just saw the one you sent. I was like, why is Migos and
Oh
Mountain
yeah,
Dew?
and then
I know they don't watch the
Johnny
Game of
Walker
Thrones.
did like a White Walker bottle or some shit like
Right.
Speaking of ads, and that probably won't need any diversity in it. I don't believe this, but Tesla is saying that they're gonna roll out 1 million Robo taxis next year. But there's no details in the plan. This was an article in Business Insider, and the article also states that this is kind of like a direct knock at Uber and Lyft, who are also Uber and Lyft, if you don't know, are going public. I don't know if it's like within the next month, but they're going public this year as companies, so they'll be trading on stock. What do you guys think? What do you think about Tesla doing the whole Robo car, especially since they got a lot of flack about cars fucking crashing because people just giving up on
Move
driving,
fast
not
and
paying
break
attention.
things. Isn't that the Facebook motto? So I just
I
feel
mean,
like that's the
but
whole.
look at where Facebook is at.
But yeah,
with
that's the entire Silicon Valley mentality. There's no fucks given. I don't care if somebody dies. It's just about being first to this next thing, and then we figure it out at the end. That maybe we should have been more thoughtful about this, or maybe we should have given more R&D for this or whatever. But no, it's about move fast,
Black
break
Mirror.
things, and then let the world pick up the pieces. So I don't really have any thoughts about it because I just feel that
I would never do a robo taxi.
But at some point, that might be all that's available. And I will probably have extracted myself and my family from here, but at that point. But the point is, I just think that they don't care because they're not the ones that, yet again, not having certain types of people in the room, be it big corporations, startups, government, whatever. You don't have people in the room that affects. Is Elon Musk taking a robo-taxi, at night? No.
He's trying to live in space.
Yeah, he's getting helicopter to his rocket. And that's that. But and most probably are all his C-suite and higher ups as well. So the people that'll affect, the cabbies,
oh man,
the people that are coming home at night, all of those things. Those are the people that affect, but they don't get asked.
I guess you already know what that's
going
to do
from
for
Uber
Uber and
pools.
Lyft.
It's the worst thing ever.
I've never done it, and I don't want to do it.
It's the worst thing ever. It's like you getting that shit, and it could be like somebody you went to school with you don't want to see, or like what I'm saying, somebody.
It doesn't tell you who's in the car before you get in. I never did it.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. You gonna sign us off?
Oh yeah, man. Easy rose. No soft talk when it comes to telling the truth.
Yeah. All right. You already know.
Yeah.